Hello everybody, it's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holloman, and we are back with another informational conversation pre-recorded video. Now, today, first of all, if you guys have not liked the video, subscribed already, please do so. It is free for you to like and subscribe, and share this with somebody that may find this information useful in the future. Now, today's topic is women are women everywhere. Women are the same everywhere. I know that I originally got on YouTube and I was like, no, the women in these other countries are different. No, they're, women aren't the same everywhere. They can't be the same. I'm here to tell you guys, women are the same everywhere. Now, the reason women are the same everywhere, if you ask me, is because culture has no difference in how people behave. For example, culture. What is culture? Culture is not just sculptures and rocks and buildings and stuff like that. I know I used to say that a lot, but it's not just that stuff, right? Culture is, a way of life. How do people do things? For example, in the United States culture, it is normal for people to gaslight you. That's a cultural thing. We just enjoy gaslighting people, making everybody feel crazy when they have their own beliefs. In another culture, like for example, in Thailand, it's culturally a norm for people to chew with their mouth open. I don't know why. It's disgusting. But they do. They chew with their mouth open, and that's just who they are. I've seen it in most Asian cultures. I even seen them do that in Vietnam. I don't know why it's necessary, but that's what they do. Now, there is no cultural difference in between women in the United States and women in a place like Pakistan, right? It's no difference. There's no difference in how they view sex. There's no difference in how they view relationships. There's no difference in how they view being approached. In Brazil, women are women. There's no difference. The way how Brazilian women view sex is the same way American women view sex. They treat you with the same amount of respect. No difference in the cultures there. So if you guys are traveling to another country and you believe that it's going to be different because of culture, I'm sorry to tell you, I don't think that's exactly the point. The cultural differences are just not there. Culture does not make people behave in a different way. Okay? So just know that women are the same everywhere because culture does not make a difference. Like there's no way that women in Brazil kissing you within the first 2 minutes is even culturally different than the United States, even though you usually just get a pat on the back in the States. I'm just telling you guys there's no difference. Now, next, laws in different nations also don't have a difference on daily routines and behaviors. For example, in Saudi Arabia, it was once illegal for women to drive cars. That doesn't change the way how they treat men. Even though that they're more dependent on the man because they couldn't drive a car in those times, which I believe they got rid of in 2015. I can guarantee you in 2015, even though those women were more dependent on men, there was no difference. A lot of these other places don't have government safety nets. Those laws aren't in place to help people. Like, for example, in Brazil, I heard that they have food stamps. But the woman I was talking to about it, she said that the food stamps aren't enough to feed one person, which means that those women more than likely have to act accordingly to men to get them to provide for them. But I'm telling you, that law makes no difference. Like, that's not going to change how women are. There's no difference. The laws, there's no difference. There's just no difference with that. In some countries, it's legal to harm women, and the woman can do nothing about it. Doesn't change the way how the woman treats you. I'm telling you guys, there's no difference. There's no difference in the way how it goes. Now, in the United States, we have this thing called the friend zone. I've personally never experienced it anywhere outside the United States, ever. Usually when I'm in other countries, they just, they're either interested in you or they're not. I mean, if you go to a first world country like here in Spain, I could see that happening. But there's no difference. Women are the same everywhere. Even though there's no friend zone in other countries, I'm telling you, your experience will be exactly the same because there's no difference. The next thing I want to bring up is, you guys, women are the same because if you were to take a woman from Saudi Arabia with that cultural difference and law structure, how those laws are structured differently in that country, and if you place them in the United States where all that stuff was the opposite, they have the ultimate freedom and they have the leverage in the United States, they would be just like any other American woman. Yes. Even though that's not the reality, you know, the reality is that those laws are not in place and that culture is not how that culture operates. It doesn't operate the same like the United States. Just know that just because if they came to the United States, they would be the same. If you move to their country, they're still women. There's no difference. So I just want you guys to know that. I am living in a what if scenario. Like when I go to Brazil to date women, I'm like, well, what if she was in the United States? So therefore, I'm mentally trapped. And I believe that there's no difference because I'm also an idiot. Guys, that's what other content creators are telling you. That's what people that have not traveled anywhere tell you. Culture does make a difference. It does. Otherwise, everybody online would just be making this shit up about how the experience is different. Okay? So I'm here to make this video for people that hear those gaslighting things like, oh, those women are no different if you brought them to the States. Yeah, if you brought them to the States, maybe that would happen. But what's the reality? Are we in the United States or are we in Rio? Or are we in Nairobi? Like that's not the same scenario. You're not going to convince me that I'm going to have the same experience in a place like the Philippines where the laws are not in favor for a woman to just get married to you and then divorce you 3 days later to take 50% of everything you own. How's that experience going to... She's going to have to treat you differently because she doesn't have the same freedoms or the same accessibility to fuck you over the way how they would in the States. So, other people are selling you guys dreams that women are the same everywhere, that all women are monetizing their beauty and they're all just pay for play. Guys, I'm selling you guys reality, okay? When you guys come to my channel, I show my losses, I show my wins, you know? If I get rejected, I show you that. If I get accepted, I definitely show you that. You know, if I like a place, I don't lie on the place and just say that, oh, all you gotta do is do this and it'll be great. Guys, everywhere and everything is not for everybody. And I think that's a fair statement to make. Everything is not for everybody. So I will never get online and say, oh, like, you know, in Latin America, like, it seems like it's harder to date the black women in areas where there's not a lot of black people. I only know my experience. So I tell you guys that. But you guys also hear me say, but try for yourself. Maybe it'll be different for you. But for me, you're asking me for my advice based off what I experienced. That's all I can tell you. I don't go off of what if scenarios. I don't just run around the world paying for sex either. You know, so my take is going to be the most realistic, believable take that you guys can believe. If you guys want somebody that's going to tell you exactly how things are, I have created all these videos to show you what life is really like in these places. I have a Patreon where I tell you my wins and losses and stuff that I probably couldn't put on YouTube, too much detail, but I share those informations there. And if you guys want me to speak with you one-on-one, besides a consultation, we have a 12-month program, one-on-one coaching. You guys can book a consultation below. The consultations are not free anymore because we got a bunch of trolls that, are people that don't understand that it's not a cheap program that are booking, asking for information. It's just not, it doesn't fit them. It's not for everybody. I won't approve of everybody either. But if you guys are interested in doing exactly what you see me do, building remote income, moving to another country, how to get residencies or visas in those countries, how to immerse yourself in the culture. Some people say like, oh, Austin only spends 3 or 4 days in a country or a week in a country. Guys, I was just in Brazil for 7 weeks, and I was in Brazil before that for 3 or 4 months, right? I was there from November 2022 to January 2023. I was in Paraguay from December to May. Even though I was in and out, I was still there the majority. I spent at least 3 months in that city, and I went to 2 cities. I was in Buenos Aires for 3 weeks. I was in Lima, Peru for 3 weeks. I was in Nairobi, Kenya for 4 months, and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania for 5 weeks. And the Philippines, which I did not like, I was there for 3 weeks as well. So anybody that has anything to say, that has to make up something, that has to lie on my name, yeah, that goes to show you how honest they are with you. That there's data that's plain right out there, right in front of your face to show you that, hey, Austin has been in these places for a while, and you got people that have to lie to try to sell their program. That goes to show you who's selling the reality and who's selling a dream. I provide realistic reality videos. Not reality TV though, but realistic content that anybody can relate to because it is what real life is like. These places are not perfect and not all places are safe. And that's why I created this one-on-one coaching program for you guys to book and learn how I can save you a lot of time and make your time in these other places a lot easier. If you are interested, book below at the bottom in the first pinned comment and the description. If you guys found that entertaining or informative, the Cash App is $ Austin Holloman. PayPal and Zelle, austinholloman@gmail. Leave a comment on what you thought. Women are the same everywhere. Cultures and laws make absolutely no difference. Woo, I'm telling you guys, it's just bullshit. So, let me know what you guys would like to see next. I love you guys. See you guys next time.